Okay, so you're at the show. Luck went on, cops were everywhere.
Yes.
Okay, catch us up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, up next, after Luck is done, it's Immaculate. So you go up and take the stage.
Well, I mean, prior to this, you know, like, first of all, the police came in full force. They're occupying the space in front of the bar, the merch table, the water cooler at the bottom of the stairs. I get word that some of my people that I came with aren't able to even come down for whatever reason, you know, fire code or whatever. And this includes people that are actually part of my set and performing with me. So I go upstairs with the promoter, you know, to figure out.
Set like your song or your gang?
Well, both. But
all right, that's what I'm talking about.
Because I'm a gang member for sure. I mean, I do hip hop.
I'm a crip.
Yeah. Cripple. He just has a bum knee. But really, so I went upstairs to see what was going on, and as I'm going upstairs, there's not only the 5 or so, maybe 5 or 6 police officers in the back of the venue. There's one at the landing on the stairs, guarding the landing, make sure there's no crime afoot in the middle of the staircase on the landing. And I walk up to the top of the stairs, and there's another like six police officers, and it came to light why, you know, they're armed to the T and came out in their full, you know, regalia, and it was because it was actually the gang task force. You know, this wasn't just.
But here's the $1 million question: why are the police in a rap show?
Oh yeah.
They didn't even pay to get in. That's what I was.
That's my about. Thing is you're talking about. That's my thing. You're talking about the issue being capacity. Yeah, you got 20 of your officers in the place filling it up, smelling, you know, having the whole place smell of swine. But like aside from that, who brought the guns in the club though? Right. The police. You know what I mean? And the atmosphere was nothing but positive vibes, and it was a positive outlet and a good show. And Portland was in the building, and ultimately what happened was the whole atmosphere kind of changed, and you know, what started happening is groups were fragmented because people who stepped out to get fresh air, go to the bathroom, smoke a cigarette, whatever, per usual, yeah, exactly, per usual in between sets, got separated from the group they came with and weren't allowed to re-enter. So there was kind of like, you know, towards the back of the venue, this intensity in the air, like what's going on, why are they here?
I wonder how many people at that spot were like, I wish Occupy Portland was here right now.
Hey, the funny thing is Beth, I forget her last name, excuse me, but a photographer that works for the Oregonian, when I had a follow-up interview the next day and she came out to the studio, that was one thing she compared it to. She was like, the feeling in the air was preoccupied kind of intensity between the people and the cops, there being no reason for them to be there, and it being an excessive show of force and authority, you know? And ultimately, like, I don't want to take up all the time, like, to catch you up, the whole thing was is that this was a positive thing, and we all approached it as such, and there's accountability on all sides for us to also create a positive atmosphere, you know what I mean? And that's what I want to look at moving forward, but at the same time there has to be accountability on their end to necessitate that same, or to make it possible for us to create that same atmosphere. And if their goal is to sit here and create atmosphere, positive atmosphere, make sure everybody is safe, they're not going about it in the right way. They're going about it in a way that alienates them from the same community that they claim to be there to serve. And that's counterproductive to their stated goal.
Okay.
We had to refund a whole bunch of ticket sales, man. I'm mad.
Yeah,
really trying to get paid.
That's another thing.
You guys refunded?
You know how expensive it is to live in New York?
Who took a refund?
We had to refund a bunch of people.
So
get a list.
So we're trying to do something positive and do this positive vehicle, and it's being taken away from us, so we're not even being able to do this thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That is positive and benefit from it and sustain ourselves. So ultimately what happened is I wasn't given the proper tools to carry out my set with my live performance with the individuals I came with to perform, and 20 to 30 people upstairs who also paid to perform, and I opted to not perform.
Okay.
in efforts to hope this
So I got
issue
two
gets
questions.
addressed.
I'm gonna ask you first the question that every dickhead on the internet has said, and everybody said, if you get a chance to ask Immaculator, not Immaculator, Immaculator.
Consolidate.
Right. Two questions. So the first one is, didn't you just play right into their hands by just like giving in to the bullyism and just being like, they like, we don't want you to play, and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna play?
No.
Didn't you do what they wanted you to do right there?
I think that, you know, if I go up there and play in that situation, then it appeases enough people that no questions are asked. They're like, oh, that was a dope show, and, you know, we'll wait till the next hip-hop show where this has become standard treatment that the police give hip-hop artists, and nothing ever, no change actually effectuates. And that's like, that's my thing is, for one, you know, at the time it wasn't it wasn't this strategized thing as much as this isn't the atmosphere that I want to be subjected to when I go to a hip-hop show as a fan, and it's not the atmosphere that I want to subject my fans to when they come to a hip-hop show. And it's about setting a standard in hip-hop. Everyone wonders, why, with so much talent, what's the issue with Portland hip-hop? Well, there's several issues, and one of them being this rift that makes it almost not economical for us to do these shows, and then when we do, this negative perception that is given to them when we're doing nothing but positive things. And so it's about setting the standard, and you know, ultimately it doesn't play into their hands because they're forced to give answers on why this happened now. With all the attention that it's getting, they're forced to have some accountability on the issue.
So give it up for that.
I'll check that out.
So